What up, SFAM? It's your boy Lynch. I'm back again with another mother freaking video. SFAM, stand up, salute, stay focused and motivated. Get motivated up in this jank one time. Y'all, this is going to be PSG Life episode 5, all right? I'm going to try to knock this video out. No editing. Just getting it all out there, explaining exactly what I'm going through. Episode 5, PSG Life, man. And what I want to talk about today is what happens when a soldier gets Article 15 or worse, okay? First of all, my week has been very busy. I'm not gonna say stressful, but like I said, very busy. I don't know, got a lot of stuff on my mind. I'm working hard, man. I'm just now getting home and getting settled about 15 minutes ago. I'm talking about getting in the house, having my dinner, and starting to get my daughter ready for school tomorrow. My wife is currently working too, so she's just now getting home. On top of that, today, about 3 hours ago, my wife dropped my daughter off at work with me because my wife didn't want to take her to work with her. So dropped my daughter off with me. Me and my daughter just probably left my job maybe 2 hours ago, something around there. And like I said, I'm just now getting home, getting her in her shower, ready for school tomorrow. I ate dinner. She didn't want to eat dinner because she was eating snacks all day and this and that. So just to let y'all know what the hours are like for me right now as a PSG, and when dealing with soldiers that are going through Article 15s or worse right now, okay? Out of respect for soldiers tonight, I'm not going to say any names, but I do at least want to share my experience and what I'm going through at this time as a platoon sergeant. Right, so when you have a soldier / multiple soldiers that are going through this UCMJ process, some of them are further along than others. Some of them have, you know, things that are a little bit worse going on than others as far as like jail time and stuff like that. It can be pretty draining. Myself, my lieutenant, we are going through a lot of stuff right now, man. I've had to sit through Article 15 readings from, and this has not just been today, but just the whole process, from my company commanders, my first sergeants, my battalion commanders, my battalion sergeant major, stuff like that, right? All this kind of stuff is going on. Some of them are company grade, some of them are field grade. So it's just a wild process, man. And just depending on what the soldier has done, whatever decision that they made that does not align with what we are to be as soldiers, just depending on what the case may be, you know, some punishments or some corrective actions can be a lot different than others. I've seen things from soldiers getting, you know, maybe 14 days of extra duty up to, you know, almost 3 months of extra duty. Maybe, no, not 3 months of extra duty, maybe a month and a half of extra duty, something like that. I've seen pay get taken. I've seen ranks get reduced. I've seen a lot of different things. I've seen soldiers get jail time. I've literally had to witness soldiers be taken from their barracks to the MP station, from the MP station to our military prison or jail out of state, brought back here so that they can go to trial, and then from there, from going to trial, then they go back to the prison. Like, it can be serious, man. It can be really serious. And if you're in a leadership position and you have soldiers that are going through this kind of thing, you're just gonna have to tough it out, man. And you know, if you have a soldier that goes out of state to a prison or something like that, you got to realize they're leaving their barracks room. They're still gonna have things in their barracks room. That's if they live in the barracks. You know, someone's gonna have to get their belongings together for them to take with them or not whenever they go here or there. And it's tough, man. A lot of things pop up at the last minute. They're at they're at the prison. You got to bring them back so they can go through trial. When they come back, you got to get them a barracks room set up. And just depending on what the case is, they may not be able to stay in their original barracks room. Who knows? Who knows what the situation may be? Soldiers still have to gather up their belongings, take their stuff out of the barracks room, store that stuff somewhere, because if they go back to prison, they're going to have to do their time and then come back and pick their stuff up. unless it's some arrangement has been made for their stuff to get picked up or something before they, it's you just gotta, it's tough, man. It's a lot of stuff to think about. Not to mention everything that the soldiers are going through. So the soldiers may be, you know, they could end up depressed. They could end up going through anxiety. They could be very resilient and know whatever they did, whatever decision they made that is unbecoming on what you know, with our Army values. They know what they did. They go ahead and bite down on that bullet. They take that punishment and they drive on. Maybe they don't though. Maybe, you know, maybe they get real emotional about the situation. Maybe they don't want to complete their time that they have to do to even finish their punishment and then go on from there and continue their time in the military. Maybe they don't want to do that. Maybe they just want to get out. Who knows? It could be a multiple different scenarios that happen. And, you know, as a platoon sergeant dealing with that stuff, crazy thing that gets me sometimes is you could just be stepping into a platoon sergeant position and there's already pending things that are going on. You know, this soldier has already been read their Article 15 reading from sergeant major, company commander, battalion commander, whoever. They've already done extra duty or not. You know, maybe they didn't do their extra duty. Maybe they're going to have to go get locked up into their trial that they have to go. It's just wild. You could just be stepping into something and like, wow, I don't know what's going on here. You're learning as you go. And then other things pop up on top of that. It can be really draining, man. It can really be draining. And the best advice I can give is to kind of think of the soldiers' welfare, put their needs above your own like we should do as non-commissioned officers. And the reason why I say that is if you can think of something other than yourself, really caring for the soldiers and making sure that they have their best interests are in, you know, that their welfare is in your best interest. To me, that kind of takes the stress off of everything that I'm going through or that you might be going through as a platoon sergeant. Focus on them instead of focusing on yourself. Focus on helping them and making sure that they're staying well. That way you're not worried about yourself. It's not hitting you as hard because you're trying to make sure they're squared away. You know, some of them may have told their family, some of them may not have told their family. Some of them may not even have any family that they're really responsible for that you know, is even really going to impact as far as, you know, maybe they don't have a spouse or kids. Maybe they do have spouse or kids. Maybe they're going through a divorce. Maybe they're just separated. Who knows? Maybe they just have kids. Then you got to figure out what's going on, where your kid's going to go because you have this going on. It could be a multiple scenarios of different things that you got to think about. Your soldiers are going through UCMJ or going to jail or whatever the case may be. And I don't know. I really don't want to put any names out there and give y'all the scenarios of what soldiers are going through. But it could be anything. It could be anything at all. Something as small as a soldier disrespecting a non-commissioned officer, or just, you know, saying the wrong word and having the wrong attitude. It could be something as small as that to something as big as, you know, maybe a soldier tries to go AWOL and just run away and they just don't show up at work anymore for whatever reason. It could be something that big. Who knows? A soldier could have, you know, I don't know, really done something to harm somebody else and then they got caught. And it could be anything. It could be something as small as that to something as big as that, even bigger. Who knows? You know, soldiers could falsify documents and get caught doing that. It could be anything. It could literally be anything. But you just have to make sure that you are stressing to your soldiers that they need to be practicing military bearing, integrity, stuff like that. Their discipline, all that stuff. This is the importance. This is the everything that I was talking about to tell soldiers. This is the stuff that you don't want to do. Everything that I talked about as a drill sergeant to trainees about don't do this, don't do that. This is the same stuff. This is the reason why, because it can be big. And not to mention the fact that the soldiers going through things as they're going through this UCMJ action. But now things are changing for you in your platoon. You have to pull soldiers aside to help out to get this soldier squared away. And that just comes with the territory. We got to take care of our battle buddies. We got to take care of our low enlisted. We got to take care of our higher enlisted. But you have a specific schedule, boom, you know, everything's going good. We're not expecting any soldier to have any UCMJ or anything like that. Boom, then all of a sudden they're going through this. Now, you know, you gotta get multiple personnel, you know, after hours to move stuff out of a barracks room and put it over here. You gotta get personnel to, you know, oh, this soldier can't live in the barracks, but they're supposed to be, you know, under supervision. They're supposed to be under supervision, so you got to create guard rosters for them to soldiers to be under complete 24-hour supervision. You might have to have an NCO and E4 and below at the same time. You know what I mean? It's literally can be all kinds of things. What if this soldier lived in the barracks? And then, you know, they start going through this UCMJ action, and I don't know, maybe they can't eat at the dining facility anymore. Maybe they lived off post. Maybe they didn't live in the barracks at first, but now that we have to keep them under supervision, we're going to keep them under supervision in the barracks. And don't let it be something crazy where, and I'm just saying crazy, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a soldier is under supervision at the local MP station on your post. But the MP station, it's not necessarily their responsibility. They're still requiring you to have a guard from your company guarding that soldier in the MP station. That's something that I haven't quite wrapped my head. I can't really quite understand. If they're at the MP station, why do they need a soldier to pull guard on them also? So I don't know. It could be a lot of different things, y'all. A lot of different things. But I just want to tell y'all that I am going through a lot right now on top of our normal daily activities as platoon sergeants, making sure that our E4 and below, and making sure that our staff sergeants are doing their job. We got leave packets coming in. We got, you know, multiple soldiers who have just had babies. Some of them are single parents. Some of them are not. There's soldiers whose spouses are having medical issues. This is all the kind of stuff that we have to take care of. Make sure that we're keeping track on all this kind of stuff as platoon sergeants. And you best believe I'm not doing it by myself. I have staff sergeants that are there in the place. I'm delegating stuff down to them. Y'all are going to make sure these leave packages are squared away this way. I'll double check it after that. Y'all need to be calling on these soldiers, checking on them and their wives. What's the name of the baby that was just born? You know, all kinds of stuff like that. How long is the soldier that just had the baby, how long are they going to be in the hospital? This is stuff that you need to know, because as soon as they get out of the hospital, how long do they get to go on paternity leave? What if they are the primary care provider of that baby? Then they're going to get extra leave for that. It's all kinds of stuff. What if you have a male soldier whose spouse, which is non-military, just had a baby? How long of leave do they get? And you better believe it's crazy, because when I was coming up in the ranks, I think I got 11 days of leave. I got 11 days of paternity leave. It then bumped up to 21 days of paternity leave. And then after that, it then bumped up to at least 12 weeks of paternity leave. So think about that. Like, all that stuff is crazy. And it's just crazy how the Army's changing and just the way things go down. It's just tough, y'all. It really is, man. I'm going through a lot of things. I'm trying to keep my head on straight. Still trying to get promoted. All kinds of stuff that we're going through, man. But I'm staying focused and motivated. Keeping motivated up in this jank one time. Y'all know what it is. It's tough. Super early morning tomorrow. I'm talking about earlier than drill sergeant life type stuff. Keeping it moving, man. Y'all stay focused and motivated, man. It's your boy Thirst Lynch. PSG Life episode number 5. Keeping it moving, y'all. Love y'all to death. I'm holla at y'all. Deuces, and we out.